Hi. This is the Game Impulse. Keith, Tyler, here comes Sam, and we're going to talk about whether possible. I mean, it's not rumored or anything, but a possible Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald remakes to the Pokemon franchise. Me personally, besides Generation One, Generation Three is my favorite generation. I've had Ruby, and I had Emerald, and I love catching Groudon and all that stuff, and it was one of the most fun experiences that I've had with my Game Boy Advance, because that was the game system it had when it came out. Honestly, I mean, since they've just recently released or made it known that they're releasing X and Y, and it has 3D graphics. I hope they bring back the whole 3D graphics thing, because that would make it awesome just for that game. Have a fucking tree fort and it's 3D and you can go inside and all that horse shit. Also, kind of like in Generation 2 and in the remakes, you could go back to the Kanto region and go to that. I hope, especially because they'll probably end up releasing it for the 3DS, which means it probably has a lot more processing power. So hopefully you can go back and go to the Johto and Kanto regions. That's something I would love. Get 24 fucking badges and go through the Elite Four. And also kind of another thing that they did in like the second gen and the remakes. How you go back and you face Red and all that in the second gen. Did they come up with a name for the guy in the second gen? You can face him too or something. That'd be interesting. Wow, Blue's the vibe.
The second generation was the douchebag with the red hair. Remember, because like at the beginning he kicked you out, like when you went over the.
No. Like your character, like your character from the second gen, and then like he has all the starters, kind of like that, and he has all these hardcore badass Pokemon. And also I guess kind of like maybe because when you look at have a couple of the later in the later generations, because I played Fire Red a little bit, and when you beat the game, you could go back and there was a special island that you got, and you could get a lot of second generation Pokemon and a couple third generation Pokemon on that island. So like they do that, except now you can get like fourth, fifth, and sixth generation Pokemon on this island, like a couple of them. Like don't make it like a huge thing, but honestly that would be amazing. And also because of Dive, that's gonna look fucking awesome, especially if they have the 3D. Yeah. Okay.
I kind of agree with everything Keith says. I'm just gonna say I really, really want them to remake this game. I mean, when I heard that there was this big Pokemon announcement coming, and it turned out to be Pokemon X and Y, I honestly thought it was going to be a Ruby and Sapphire remake, because it's been 10 years since those games came out. And I love those games. I played the living shit out of Sapphire. I went through Ruby multiple times. I played Emerald a lot as well. It's just, they are amazing games with an amazing world. And I really, really want them to redo it. Just being able to go through, I think it's the Hoenn region, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in 3D, that would just be sick, if they, because they'd probably do it on the 3DS now, and so, I mean, there's not much else. I mean, going back to maybe the other regions would be awesome. I like how in the remakes of with like Soul Silver and Heart Gold, like as you progress through the game, especially when you go to the Kanto region, you start to face like third and fourth generation Pokemon. I think it'd be cool, like, if later in the game you can face like fourth, fifth, sixth generation Pokemon and stuff. I mean, that would just be cool. I just really, really, really want them to do that. Out of, like, after this generation of X and Y, and they'll probably fucking put out Z, like they always do. They really, really, really gotta remake Ruby and Sapphire. I mean, that's my, like, dream when it comes to the Pokemon franchise. That's what I want the most. Like, if I had to choose between a remake of Ruby and Sapphire or X and Y, I would choose Ruby and Sapphire. That's just me. I just really want them to remake it. I mean, Keith kind of hit all the points that I would like them to do. So I'll let Sam go and grab some popcorn and a drink.
I was laughing really hard earlier because I thought, big boobs. I don't know why it made me laugh. But anyway, what do I want to see in Ruby and Sapphire remakes? First of all, I'm gonna go with the adventure, man. The adventure, man. First of all, from start to finish, I think that Ruby and Sapphire had a pretty good thing going. Like, it had like the tree city and the volcanic ash city and like a volcano city, and had like these, you know, certain different things. The biggest thing I hated was the one gym leader that kept using like Magnemite and crap. Yeah. Magnemite was just a jackass to beat because I didn't have any fire Pokemon. But anyway, I want them, like, I'm hoping they really put a lot into the adventure. After playing Black 2, which you're going to hear me talk about a lot because I really thoroughly enjoyed that game. I purely just got the most fun out of that game. But I want them to put a lot more into the adventure, to like give character to Team Magma or Team Aqua. I mean, it sounds kind of, you know, it's a Pokemon game, but I just want them to give a little character to it, you know, like the bad guys, you know, put a little more storyline behind it, why they're doing this, a little more of that, like make the battles with them a little tougher and kind of put them in your way at like good spots, but still maintain what they've done in the old games, and just add a little this and that to the adventure. You know what I mean? Like prolong it, cause it's just like you went through all the cities and like yeah, Team Magma or Aqua's here and there, and then it just seems you kind of go over there, and then you're bam at the legendary. Like I'm hoping that they prolong it a little bit. Like they'll definitely enhance the graphics. I have no doubt about that. But I'm just it's in my mind. It's on the tip of my tongue. I just alright. How do I want this? A little more epic. The adventure needs to be a little, you know. Like, I'll make a Lord of the Rings reference here. How the whole adventure is, you know, like, epic, and it's, you know, big battles, and this and that, and what they're going to do with X and Y. Then, if they make Ruby and Sapphire remakes after X and Y, the technology that they've gained, and the ideas that they've come up with after that, you know, just make it some big, like, some big scenes, and some this and that, like, in Black 2, where, Team Plasma finally gets Kyurem, and like they ice the one city, like they turn it to ice and they shoot ice here and there, and like they have all those scenes and stuff where the cannon, and you go through the whole ship, and you know it's like this and that and battles here and there, and like once you think that's the best part about Black 2 that I really hope they do. It's like once you think you're gonna get Kyurem and you're aboard the ship, they kick you off. When you get back on, you think you're going to get Kyurem again, you go into the room, he's not there. You have to battle some asshole. Then you go out the store, suddenly they're over somewhere else, and you have to make your way up there, and you know, you have to go through this and that, and big forest and all kinds of stuff, and then finally you get to him, and it's a kick-ass battle that's really intense, and it really like tests your Pokemon. It's nothing that it's like, I have a type advantage, so bam, I'm going to beat him. This is going to be pretty easy. It's like, it kind of, it needs to make you get down to your last two Pokemon. Not quite Elite Four strength, but enough to give you a little bit of a battle, a little bit of a fight, you know. Put a little, you know, put you to the test. And the thing I definitely want is maybe in a Ruby or Sapphire remakes, they didn't do it before, but maybe they'll do the whole thing I talked about, the whole chase to get to the legendary, you know. You finally get to that underground cave, or you finally get to this spot, or this underground cave here, they finally got him, and they moved him somewhere else. And you get over there, they move him somewhere else. It's kind of the whole journey, it adds to getting the legendary. it's not just you go in, big battle, catch him, then it's just like, bam, it's over. You know, that's it. That's the climax. Then you go on to face the Elite Four, which is kind of, I feel, is redundant sometimes, like, but you know, they just need to make it that big clash, that epic chase, that adventure that they put into it to finally get the legendary. And, you know, you finally get him, it's like a big battle, and you feel like that was some good sex. You know, it's not just like something quick and it's over with, like you go, catch the legendary. Huh?
So just a quick question for you. So you want them to change the story to make it more epic, or
slightly? Not so much.
Slightly.
Not so much as it's kind like that's not Ruby or Sapphire. I mean, like enough so that it's like they add more to it. You know
kind of
what I mean?
like Soul Silver and Heart Gold. They somewhat change. Like Soul Silver, before you get Lugia, before in Crystal and stuff, you would go to those like Japanese girls with all those Eevee evolutions, and you have to battle them, and you get Surf. In these, you get Surf a different way, and like I think after the Elite Four or something, you have to go battle them, and they take you to Lugia. Kind of change it like that. Is that what you're talking about?
In a way. I still like. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right, but like the whole getting legend, like when you get to Lugia, you just kind of face him. Sometimes it's kind of a bitch to catch him, but once you catch him, it's just kind of like you caught it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, all right, there you go, I'm done, I got it. But like, I want them to like prolong it a little bit. Like when you get to Groudon or something, somehow he moves, or somehow he's over here. There's some big volcano erupts, and you have to go through somewhere to get him. You know, make it like some big event to get him.
So does that mean like if you were to add something, would it be like? Are you saying like he's just not there, or would you say something like you battle him, but then like for whatever reason, like I don't know, maybe if they put it as like a thing, like he gets down to like low health where you would like go to catch him, and then the battle just ends, and then he just kind of goes somewhere, or would that be like not good?
Something like that. That's an interesting idea. Like that's a good take on it. Like you know, something where you think you're gonna get him, where you think, you know, oh yeah, I'm finally gonna get him, and then like, you know, something he's not there, and then the professor comes in, like, there's the volcano in near the Ash City, it's about to erupt or something. You go up there, and it's like some big eruption, and you have to go through this and that, and like time is of the essence, and you finally get him, like, you know, that epic, like, that good rush to get him, you know, where it's not just like, it's really sunny, go to this one city, go in this cave, go around a little bit, catch him. It's just kind of, bam, it's done, quick to the point. I want it to be like a little bit of a chase, a little bit of adventure in itself. That's just the legendary, and I've been talking about that a lot, but like otherwise the story, like what else could they do? How could they make catching Latios or Latias a little more interesting, or Rayquaza? They could do that too. They could somehow get him in the story, and finally, by gosh darn it, they could include Deoxys in a game. He's one of my favorite legendaries, and I have to cheat. I hate saying it, but I have to cheat on. I had to cheat on Platinum to get him, or Heart Gold to get him. Use like modifiers on the action replay to get him. No, it's not fun. You know, it just takes so much out of it just because I want Deoxys. Like they put him in the story after you catch Groudon. They remake Emerald, all right, and they do just like they did in the movie Destiny Deoxys, where you know, Deoxys takes over some city, and there's a bunch of clones of him, and you have to defeat each clone, and Rayquaza is flying around, and it's like, you know, something that's like big and cool, and like, you know, bam, they put on the show. Not just like you go in, catch him. Like, I feel like they've gone a long way from Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, and they had a Japanese green, right?
The Japanese, the Japanese, it was red and green, and then they eventually released like the blue.
But like they've come a long way from that, like, you know, going to the cave, getting Mewtwo, all the way to Black 2, you know, like go aboard the ship and face this guy and that guy, and he's cool and it's hard to beat, and you know the guy finally comes along with Zekrom, but you know they fuse together, and it's like, you know, just put like some big thing in there. And with the map, I do agree with Keith. It would be cool to have like some type of island. Like, it would be interesting to go back to the first 2 regions, but like, it would be interesting to have like a, you know, out in the sea somewhere, like this other island that's like kind of like a small continent, you know, like how it's like the big map, and then you have like this, not a small island, but like a big place out there you could go to. It's something entirely new that like I just discovered, or something like that, you know what I mean? Just put a lot more bang and really give people something, really give people their money's worth. And other than that, stick to the roots and really go along with it. Maybe like put a little more challenge in the game, you know, because sometimes it's always going to be kind of easy, because like when you play Pokemon, you get good at it and you beat it, you know, but put a little more challenge, put a little, you have to do this, you have to do that, you know, go this way, maybe like throw in a new cave here just for the heck of it. But otherwise, I think another thing Keith said, like the treehouse thing that you have, that's going to be cool if they bring that back. And dive, how you know, like in Black 2, they had the underwater passage. That's kind of like an aquarium. What are they going to do? Like, are they going to have Pokemon floating around while you're diving, or so much they could do? But what I just really want them to put like a big, epic, prolonged adventure, and just when you think you're done, you have to get that legendary, and that's going to be a whole another adventure and a half. It's going to be a sub-adventure in that. And once you're done with that, there's going to be another sub-adventure here where it's just going to, you know, put some, like, you know, whatever you call it, you know, just put some bam in it. You know, like Emerald, Chef Emerald, you go bam. But I've been talking for a while now, and you get my point though. You like put some like a good twist on it, but not so much as that it strays from its originality, but just enough so that you know, add Groudon in a volcano where you think he would be, and it's really cool to go get him, or you know, add some of this here and some of that there, and there's, you know, something new, kind of new here, and like just small little things. You know what I mean? Like you don't get surf here, you get surf there, and then you go through this city and there's like some guy, or, you know, just the smallest things. You know, it could all be, you know, just really cool if they do it right.
I guess you have anything else to say?
I just have one really quick thing.
Okay.
Like Heart Gold and Soul Silver, when you finally approached and was about to capture and battle with Lugia or Ho-Oh, there was this sexy animation of Lugia like coming out of the waterfall and Ho-Oh coming down. If you approached like Groudon or Kyogre or Rayquaza or something, have some sexy animation there, now that'd be really cool, especially in 3D. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Good. Okay. I guess the last thing is, I guess if they don't necessarily go to like the first 2 places, I honestly think, and I know, like, they literally, like, not too long ago just released Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but with the 3D animations, I feel like at least somewhere down the line, they should do like another, like a remake of the original 2 generations, but with 3D graphics. Especially if they do this, because then everybody's gonna want it. Yeah. Because like, oh my god, this game's 3D, but I want to play the first game 3D, and then I want to play the second generation 3D. Like, that would just be fucking amazing.
3DS really allows them to keep it alive.
Yeah. Like, one thing that you just reminded me of, back when they put out Fire Red and Leaf Green, it was around the time of Ruby and Sapphire, right? Like, same graphics wise. It's been like about 10 years since Ruby and Sapphire, so Generation 1 is definitely by far the most popular generation of Pokemon there will ever be. So they will definitely make mucho dinero by, I've used that phrase twice today, I don't know what's with me, but they'll definitely make a lot of money if they remake the first generation again. That would be cool. That could be a whole nother video that we do, but I am done.
I think we all agree that they really need to remake this.
Oh, definitely. Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
And definitely put in Deoxys, because I like him. It'd be fun. It'd be cool finally getting.
We are Game Impulse.
Or Jirachi.
Or Jirachi.
Yeah.
Throw in Jirachi, why not?
Or, yeah.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.